You're listening to the Magnetic Boss Podcast. I'm your host, Calandra Martin, intuitive brand designer for spiritual entrepreneurs. The Magnetic Boss Podcast is where visionaries come together to openly share wisdom and authentic conversations. I know that you are ready to leave your legacy in the world and become sought out in your industry. I also know that you are sick and tired of getting overlooked. You're ready to have a magnetic business. I'm here to help you create your magnetic brand. It's my mission to help you show up confidently with a professional, irresistible online presence. If you're in this for the long game and all in on the big vision you have for your business, let's dive in. Is it time to elevate your brand? This has been a question that a lot of entrepreneurs have been coming to me with, and because of that, I have created a brand new quiz for the Magnetic Boss Studio that I'm really excited to share with you. And I want to talk about some of the questions in the quiz with you today so that you can start thinking about this for your own business, especially as we are in the very beginning of a new year. It is a great time to be evaluating what your brand looks and feels like, whether or not that's still aligned with your business, and really start to question, is it time to elevate? Is it time to pivot? Have you evolved in this last year? Chances are you probably have. So before we dive in, I encourage you to go take the quiz. This will be a really great activity to do either alongside this podcast episode or before or after you listen to this episode. So I encourage you to take the quiz for yourself, but also tune in, get reflective, maybe take some notes, do some journaling around this episode, and really allow yourself to get curious. I think that curiosity is one of the best things that we can have in our business as it is evolving, because there is no right or wrong way to do business. This is up to you, right? That's the beauty of it, but also a curse for many of us where we get inundated with ideas and our vision feels really far away. So I want to help you along that path. So the first thing that I want to ask you as an entrepreneur, as somebody who is growing a business and cultivating your brand, is whether or not you have a set of brand guidelines. Now, what are brand guidelines? Your brand guidelines should include a lot of different things. Most importantly are the foundational pieces of your business, your mission, your values, your audience, information about your market, competitive analysis, all of those pieces. It should also include the aesthetic pieces of branding, your color palette, your logo, your type suite, and any of the photography or visual direction that you need to be following consistently to make your brand cohesive. Now, if you don't have these guidelines yet, that is not a deal breaker for your brand, but it is a good starting point to figuring out what your next step should be. I recommend for all business owners to have a set of brand guidelines, even if this is something you are DIYing and putting together yourself, because it's going to be that anchor that is going to keep you really grounded as things are pivoting and changing in your business. So you want to have clarity on those guidelines. Along with that, you want to be looking at your brand strategy. Do you have a strategy in place for getting your brand visible? How are you sharing your brand with confidence? Or better question, are you sharing your brand with confidence? Do you feel really confident in your messaging? Do you feel really confident in your content marketing strategy? Do you feel confident in your real world collaborations and community building? What does that look like for your business? So if you don't have a brand strategy, now is a really good time to be thinking about those pieces so that you can execute on those throughout the year and really line those things up with your income goals, with your achievements that you hope to create with your brand this year. The next portion that I talk about in the quiz that I want to ask you is, do you have a website? And if you have a website, how do you feel about your website? So if you don't have a website yet, now is a good time to be thinking about pulling those pieces together and what that looks like for your business this year, what steps you might need to take to elevate your brand with a website. Now, I will say there's a lot of marketing out there that promotes not needing a website for your business, but I strongly disagree. And the reason for that is because your website is the number one thing, in addition to your mailing list, that you have full ownership of, that you can do really whatever you want with. You can promote your business, share your business, and present your brand in the ways that you really desire to do so without having restrictions from algorithms or platforms that could honestly just vanish anytime. So really thinking about your website and cultivating that from an intentional perspective, really allowing yourself to create a website that you feel confident in, that you love, is a good goal to have, whether it's this year in the next 6 to 12 months or sooner than that. But really be thinking about where you land with your website. Do you feel really good about it? Do you feel confident in it? Or does it need to evolve? Now, something I hear a lot of people saying about their website is that it feels disjointed or disconnected from their brand currently. And so that's a really good indication that it might be time to elevate. It might be time to be looking at that aspect of your brand. Your website is a really big part of that, right? It's a huge representation. And just make sure that things are cohesive. That may mean hiring support. If that's the case, Magnetic Boss Studio is here for you. We love doing website updates. That's what the VIP days are really for. Or if you're doing a full overhaul, the Brand Incubator is great for that as well. So along that note, I want you to be thinking about what your short-term goals are for the next 6 to 12 months in your business. Maybe that is publishing your website. Maybe that is giving your graphics an overhaul. Maybe that is updating your freebie often. That's something that we have done for this year. That's why I'm recording this podcast episode, because I'm really excited about this quiz and how it's going to help you in taking those next steps in elevating your brand and determining what that should look like for your business. So whatever area of your business that you want to be updating, and before you are committing to setting a goal for the next 6 to 12 months, really ask yourself, how confident do you feel in the success of your business as it stands right now, without you touching anything, doing anything, updating anything? How confident do you feel in sharing your business? And that's going to help you understand what the sticky points are, where you're feeling like, I'm not really confident in, for example, sharing your website. Maybe you're feeling really held back by that right now, and that's going to prevent you from achieving your goal for this year. So asking yourself, how confident are you? And then once you have clarity on what needs to be updated, really map out those goals in order of priority, because there's probably more than one thing that you would like to update in your brand, and that can feel overwhelming sometimes. So make a priority list. What is the number one thing that needs to change right away? And with that, what I invite you to explore is whether or not that one thing, that one goal that you have, whether or not you need support in that area. Chances are you probably do. And even if this is not design related, maybe it's not related to your brand at all, it could be something like setting up Facebook ads. It could be something like creating your mailing list. Maybe you haven't even done that part yet. So whatever that looks like, whatever that goal is, just ask yourself, how could I get support in this area? And what would I love to be able to hand off? And when you're asking yourself that, when you're looking at your goals, I want you to evaluate, is this something that I can do, but I wouldn't really love to do? Or is this something that I can do, but I'm not super qualified to do it, right? These are areas, or this is an area of business that a lot of entrepreneurs, especially if they are solo entrepreneurs, they are kind of running the show themselves, get hung up on. And I know that I'm guilty of this. I'm a bit of a control freak, I'll be totally honest. But I have learned over the years how important it is to get support, especially when something is not your strong suit. And I have clients come to me all the time because design is not their strong suit. Now, they could do it, right? They could open up Canva and put together a brand board, or they could open up Canva and update their graphics. However, it will probably take them a lot longer. It will take a lot more energy and time, and those are invaluable resources, right? We don't get our time back. If we expend our energy on things in our business that don't light us up, we will quite literally be creating energetic blocks for receiving more of what we do desire to be spending our time and energy on. And that could very well mean clients, right? It could mean blocking clients in your business. So ask yourself, is this one goal that I have an area of my business where I could get support? And if the answer is yes, then start figuring out how you're going to get that support. Is that going to be hiring us at Magnetic Boss Studio to update your brand, to update your website, to hire us for a VIP day so your graphics can be cohesive, create a landing page, whatever it might be? Or do you need to hire a freelancer that's doing something else in your business, maybe a social media manager, whatever that looks like, right? Get really curious here, explore your options. You don't have to make a decision right away, but the more that you spend time evaluating this, right? And I don't want you to get into analysis paralysis, but I do want you to be taking the time to really be thoughtful in this area of your business. The more intentional you are with this, the easier it will be for you to move the needle forward and take action and execute on your ideas and your big vision. So I hope this is helpful for you. Again, go take the Elevate Your Brand quiz. This is the new quiz that we have on our website. I'm so excited. If you've been around for a little while, you probably remember the brand personality quiz. That was a huge hit, and honestly, I still have it in the archives. And we had so many amazing people go through that quiz and take it and retake it, and it really helped them with figuring out their brand personality. This new quiz is more so to help you understand what the next steps are in your business, how you could elevate your brand and bring it to that next level and bring it to a place where it feels really aligned and really authentic with who you are now. And what better time to do that than the beginning of a new year? So go take the quiz. The link is in the show notes. If you go to KalandraMartin.com or MagneticBossStudio.com, you will find it there, and share your results with me. Tag me on Instagram. I would love to see your results and reach out and connect with you and hear more about your vision and your goals for this new year. So until next time, I am sending you so much love.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe wherever you are listening so you never miss a beat. For episode show notes, visit KalandraMartin.com/podcast. Your iTunes reviews and your sharing of the show helps us reach more magnetic bosses just like you. Until next time.